Hey everybody, Jill here. Welcome back to Whispering Willow Farm. As you can tell, I'm in my greenhouse today. I've been seeding more things: squash, zucchini, cucumber, up potted, a bunch of stuff. But Sean is here and Nathan is here, and we are about to check on our bees. So Jess and Maya left us a hive, which we were very, very grateful for. They survived the winter, which was something we were kind of nervous about. And so Sean is a beekeeper, and so we are going to check the hive today, make sure there's no disease going on, find the queen, and then if they seemed super cramped, we actually have a bigger box that we're going to move them to. Now, in full disclosure, I love bees. I love to see them in the garden. I love to see them buzz around. I even plant specific spots just in my garden to attract them because I know they're super beneficial. But I would be lying to you if I told you I was not terrified of those little buzzing things that have the ability to sting you. Now, I know I'm totally overreacting and I'm fine. It's all gonna be fine. But this is something where I'm definitely having to face my fears. So we're gonna take you guys along. We're gonna hope that I make it out of this alive and all's gonna be well. Well, at least I feel official. Scared or not, I look like I know what I'm doing. I told them, full disclosure, this was not my jam.
There's some little small. Oh, perfect.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so the smoke, the smoke does like two things. Like, bees communicate through smell, and so they can signal each other that like there's an intruder with a pheromone. So this helps cover up the attack pheromone.
Gotcha.
It kind of smells like bananas.
Oh,
So if you smell bananas, they're like ready to light you up.
Oh gosh,
And
really?
then, yeah.
That's kind of scary.
And then also, like, if I get stung, I'll cover up the smell, the pheromone, with the smoke, so that I'm not signaling to the bees to keep stinging that same area. And so, like, when they sting, they release that pheromone. Basically, it tags you, like, this guy messed with us. So you could be with a group of people, and if one person gets stung, they're going to keep getting stung.
Oh my, okay, so let's talk about these suits. How are these suits? I'm gonna need the back spot.
They're like bee deterrents.
But
yeah.
it's not bee proof, is what you're
It's
saying.
not totally bee proof. Like, if you put your hand on it, or like it gets in your armpit and you do like that, they might be able to get you through it. But they're generally like sting resistant. And then it just, like, the bee doesn't want to sting it because it's not skin. Like, they want to sting fur or skin.
Okay.
And so they don't recognize it as like as an animal.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And so the other thing the smoke does is it helps calm them down. So, like, the bees think, oh, there might be a forest fire, so I need to start basically preparing to evacuate versus worrying about the intruder that's getting in here. And so I'm eager to see these bees because no one's worked them in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And bees can actually, like, remember your face. So, like, your bees will learn what you look like and know that when you get into the beehive, they're okay, and they'll, like, be more docile around you. But these haven't been worked in a while, so
What you're saying is these are going to be hostile.
we're gonna see.
All right.
They weren't too bad when I opened up the
I
cover.
need
the
to
other
gear
day.
up, I guess.
Yeah, so grab you
This one?
Uh-huh.
Oh, the super hot one?
It's actually really breathable.
Come up with that jingle.
Oh, that's flattering.
What?
No, are you videoing this?
Yeah. You look like the Michelin Man.
Well, encouragement for everybody but me.
Yep.
It looks great.
How'd you like that, boys?
I look like the Michelin Man when I take off my shirt.
Oh gosh. Turn around. Wait, come here.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. No, but well, what if you get stung? Oh, you don't know.
I like the look. I really do.
I do not enjoy this.
The children's size is over here too.
Stop. You're just going in blind here, nothing?
Yeah, why don't you go that way?
Why don't I go that way?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
How do I look?
That's dashing. Alright, so I'm going to ask all the questions.
Alright.
Is there like a better time of day to work your bees?
Yes.
Okay.
So like when it's sunny and above 55 degrees, that's when the foragers are out flying.
Okay.
And the foragers are also the ones that defend the hive to some degree. Or have the capacity to. And so if you are working the bees when most of the foragers are away, it's like all that's left are like the nurse bees. They're not going to really try and attack you. If you did it early in the morning, late at night when everybody's home, and they're working all day, they're grumpy.
Okay, good
And
to
then
know.
like rainy days, they'll be grumpy. If there's like not a lot of, you can see this little guy has like pollen. So I can already see they're bringing in pollen. That's good. During a dearth, so like when the nectar isn't flowing, when a lot of stuff stopped flowering, they can also be super grumpy because they're basically like limited on resources. Anything that would upset them would be like good days to not get into the so this is the outer cover.
Oh my gosh. Here, I'm passing the baton. The baton's been passed.
And this is the inner cover. And so we're gonna take this guy off. I'm just kind of loosening the sides.
Oh.
You might even like put just a little bit of dab of smoke in there. The smoke can also kind of be used to kind of corral them. So like if I want to work on this side, I can blow smoke right there and they'll kind of move over to the other side of the hive. Ta-da!
Oh my gosh.
They're looking good.
Wow.
This is one of those hive beetles I was talking about. That little black beetle right there.
Okay.
So those are from Africa.
And just smash them.
And just like, boop, smash them. They can overrun a hive if the bees don't do a good job kind of corralling them and running them out of the hive. And so those are kind of the things that we're looking for. So now I'm just gonna go through and I'm just like looking for the queen. Make sure that, and look, check out what's called the brood pattern, or basically how consistently she is laying eggs. Goodness, it's wedged in there.
Means it's full of honey, right?
Not yet. So hive tool is super important for like prying the frames apart, or like this one is stuck, and so you can use this little J hook to actually like pry upwards and try and get it out.
Interesting. I'm gonna stand right here in the smoke.
There you go. And you can overdo it on the smoke too. Like they can actually get upset if you're like over smoking them. So it's all about a balance. And they'll usually like buzz around your head before they actually sting you. And so if they start like kind of buzzing and chasing my up in my face, then I'll use a little bit more smoke on the hive. Or if I get stung, I'll try and cover that up with the smell of the smoke. So
Fascinating.
yeah, it's called cross comb. So basically they stop building comb like with the foundation. They start building it outwards, which is kind of a bummer because it basically ties all your frames together. So I'm just gonna like pull some of that out. Some beeswax. So I'm just gonna set that off to the side. And the queen is probably gonna be like right in the middle. So we'll just start going through here.
Oh my.
so you can see a little bit more of that cross combing in there. Let's kind of pull that out. Goodness, windy days are also not great for working bees.
Like right now.
There's no eggs in there, so that's good.
So you don't want them to make another queen?
Well, you kind of want it to control it. So like if they're in a place where they're too populated, half the colony is going to leave with the old queen to start a new colony somewhere else. We'd want to make sure that we either catch that swarm or that you can actually divide the colony in half before that happens. And then that way now you have 2 colonies.
Okay.
So it's like their natural inclination is to multiply throughout the year and store honey. And so a beekeeper's job is just to basically like work in concert with them to make sure they have enough honey, they're multiplying, but it's all kind of in a controlled manner. You know, you don't want to take away too much honey. They're naturally going to want to reproduce, and so you're just kind of having a controlling hand in that.
Okay.
To basically keep them at like top level of production. This is the brood. So like you can actually see, it's like that's capped. So these are the little larvae, big old white juicy worms. And so once they're like ready to start maturing into a bee, they'll spin a cocoon, and that's kind of what that capped area is. When they're real small, I mean, they're so tiny that they're like, the eggs start off like the size of like the ball on a ballpoint pen. They're super small, but I can see eggs and larvae at all stages. So that's really good signs. I'm just gonna keep kind of cracking through here. And we're gonna find us the queen.
Wow. So it's like every layer you pull back, there's more and more.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all like, you know, they all kind of clustered near the center of the hive, and basically for heat and like trading resources and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just looking for her, and like when I find the frame, I'll show you guys, and you'll see if y'all can find her without knowing what she looks like. I bet you'll be able to pick her out. Oh, that's a good sign. So like one of the things I'm looking at is like the pattern, the brood pattern. So you can see, actually kind of move them out of the way, excuse me. That's like a solid pattern. So like all those are gonna emerge probably on the same day as new nurse bees.
Wow.
That'll take care of the hive, and then after a few weeks, they'll become foragers and they'll start foraging. So all these bees that are here, probably by late summer, will probably be dead and gone, and these guys that are emerging now will be the force that brings in the honey. All right.
Wow.
Oh, that's a really good shot of the pollen. All those different colors. It's like there's greens and oranges and yellows. It's pretty cool. And so these guys that are like sticking out more, those are the drone brood, and drones are the males, and everything that's in here basically right now is a female.
Okay.
But only the queen can lay like viable eggs. Yes, there's like a lot of drone brood in here, like all the weird shaped cells. Still not seeing the queen just yet.
It's like natural instinct when a dog is eating.
Yeah, like that's all drone.
Wow.
So it's kind of inconvenient that it's like right there in the middle. It's like as a management, what I would do is like later in the summer, once this comb is gone. Oh, there she is. I would actually like work on getting this comb out of there to where it's a full comb to where she can lay. So she's on this frame. So I'm down right there. Do you think you can find one bee that looks different than all the other bees? She's kind of near the middle.
Oh yeah, I see it.
You see her?
Coming towards me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so right there. She's a little bit darker, and like her back is real shiny.
Mm-hmm.
And like her butt is really long.
She's got a longer booty.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's really cool.
You wanna see? You gotta see the queen.
I saw what you were pointing to.
All right.
Oh, sure.
You see her?
Yes, I do see her.
Oh, she's longer?
Yeah.
So she can lay like, gosh, I think it's 2,000 eggs a day.
Wow.
Every day. For like 5 years.
That's crazy.
I guess except for winter. There are lots of eggs. Oh, that's a drone. There we go. One male has already emerged. So this is a male bee, and males don't have stingers.
Really?
Yeah, you can. Oh, kind of threw up on me.
Male bees don't have stingers.
They don't have stingers.
Wild.
I feel this one. So this one has honey in it. This is the, like, probably honey from last season. Bloop.
Oh my goodness.
That's really good.
What's it taste like?
It's like good caramely type taste. Pretty dark, probably like goldenrod from last year. Get it? And then and then on this side, this is the new nectar from this year.
Interesting.
So I'm gonna taste this too, and they'll fix this in the next like 10 minutes probably. And it's like noticeably lighter.
Really?
Just kind of, yeah, jab your finger in there.
That's so good. I taste that and the combination of smoke.
Yeah, like smoked honey. But
Smoked
it's
honey.
lighter because, like, for the bees to make the honey, which is only part of their food, they basically honey and pollen. Pollen's the protein, honey or nectar is the carbs, and to make the honey and like have it preserve, you know, indefinitely, they're basically evaporating all the water out of it. So they're fanning their wings over the nectar, and then that causes the water to be evaporated down to like a 8-to-1 ratio.
Okay.
So it takes, you know, if you get 50 pounds of honey off this, it took 400 pounds of nectar. Wow. One drop at a time.
Wow.
To make 50 pounds of honey. Just crazy. Like I can't fathom the.
I feel like I'm robbing the bees.
I know.
So let me ask you this. When is the best time to harvest honey?
In Arkansas, like early summer. And if you can get a good flow through the summer, like maybe there's like some crops nearby, you could maybe get a later season harvest. But usually like, yeah, like early summer.
Okay. Voila.
Bees done.
Bees done. So everything looked good? There was only one beetle that you saw?
I only saw the one beetle. I looked a little bit in some of the drone brood for mites. I didn't see any mites, so that's really good. They already have nectar coming in. They're already storing pollen. The queen's laying eggs. They don't look like they're trying to swarm, so just want them to like fill up this whole space, and then you can start putting boxes on top.
Okay.
You look cute. All right, clearly that was not my strong suit. But at least we have healthy hives, so that's really good. We're super thankful for Sean and all his knowledge. So got some beeswax to show the kiddos when they get home. I'm hopeful that the more we do this, the more comfortable I'll become. Right now, I'm just still a little skittish. All right, what'd you think?
Pretty cool. It's the closest I've ever been to a swarm of bees.
I know, it was really cool
Or a
to see
beehive.
them like working and stuff like that. Like I really thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just glad that it's a like healthy hive. So we'll be getting,
Me too.
like we can harvest honey this year. That's exciting.
I would like to know how much honey we get through in a year.
Oh gosh. A bunch.
We do.
I am cutting down on my coffee though, so less.
Yeah, we do probably 3 quarts of honey a month.
Mm-hmm.
Almost a gallon. We were there for a while. Depends on how often we cook biscuits or pancakes or whatever.
How many
But,
cups of coffee I'm drinking? I go down to 1 in the summertime.
Yep. So we'll cut back. But
Yeah. It's exciting though.
That's what I'd like to know is how many hives would it take?
This might be a Sean question. You want to hop in here?
Yep.
What am I saying?
He's got a question.
So how many hives? Well, we'd have to figure out how much honey we go through in a year. We go through quite a bit, probably 3 quarts a month. And so That's what I would want to know, is how many hives would we need to be able to sustain us for a year,
Yeah.
to where we don't have to buy honey.
Or how much honey, I guess you don't know, it varies on the hive, but what's typical?
So like 60 pounds, which would be like a 5-gallon bucket per hive, would be good. You could have years where it's more than that. You have years where it's a lot less than that. You could have years where it's nothing.
All right, you guys, we had fun little afternoon working.
Did you have fun?
I didn't not have fun. I just didn't feel like I was in my element. That's all. But it was good to like set eyes on them, see them working. Like that was super, super fascinating.
Yeah.
We do have a lot more work to do on the farm today, so we're gonna get busy at it. But I hope you guys enjoy this quick little video about our bees. And hopefully as we learn more about them, we'll be sharing more content around them. But thanks so much for hanging out, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.